fucking interesting. All right. Oh, shit. We got somebody new here. This is Joe Rogan's company, the great Joe Rogan from the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. You might recognize him from, I don't know, the first 200 UFC pay-per-views. One of the best stand-up comics I've ever seen. All right, here's his company, Onnit. Onnit is a health and wellness company focused on inspiring peak performance through unique products and actionable information. I can already tell you this is written too smartly, so I'm going to fuck this up. With strategy from leading professional athletes and medical practitioners, Onnit has focused on creating earth-grown, nutrient-based supplements and foods, as well as unconventional fitness equipment, all based on the latest science research. Unconventional fitness. You got like the leg curl thing going the other way. You break your fucking knees there. Onnit believes that supplementing your diet and with earth-grown ingredients, challenging your body with innovative fitness methods, and supporting cognitive functions of the brain are all pieces to the complete approach to wellness they call total human optimization. Please don't write that word again. I'll fuck it up. Find out more at onnit.com/Bill. ONNIT.com/Bill. Alpha Brain Instant is a delicious, all-natural, stimulant-free drink mix that helps support memory, focus, and processing speed. Joe, you got anything here to help somebody read out loud better? Go to onnit.com/Bill to get a free trial of Alpha Brain Instant. I know somebody using this shit is actually saying it's the shit. Alpha Brain Instant is a delicious, I already said this, right? All-natural, stimulant-free drinks that help support memory, focus, and processing speed. I already said this. I need this shit. I need cases of this stuff. 2 double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled studies conducted by the Boston Center for Memory showed that subjects taking Alpha Brain demonstrated a significant improvement in areas of executive function, verbal memory, and processing speed. What are you waiting for? You got nothing to lose and a serious edge to gain. Ignite your brain with Alpha Instant. Try it for free at onnit.com/Bill now. That's ONNIT.com/Bill. Try it free today. Jesus Christ, I had a fucking brain cramp just trying to read that. You know?
All right, welcome back to the Final Shot Podcast. Today on the podcast, if you guys are on YouTube, you can see one guy that you're going to be real familiar with. It's Adam the Boogeyman Braidwood. And then we've got a lovely young lady along. He brought a guest. Adam, introduce her.
I didn't bring her.
Oh, thanks.
Fuck you, Tanner, by the way.
Well, fuck you.
Yes, be professional. We have a lady. This is Katarina. Katarina, should we tell the story of how we met?
Yes.
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
I came into her clinic and I'm like, what's up? Like, I need some help with my nutritionist. And she fucking hooked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she spit some knowledge on me. I was like, oh, you're smart. I was like, interesting. So dynamic into this. Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm a professional podcaster. What are you guys doing today? It's a pretty nice sunny day out there.
You're so fucking weird.
How do you even still have a podcast, Tanner?
How do I still have a podcast?
On the air, like, don't people like usually get banned off social media?
No, I've never been banned on social media. I've been given a lot of cease and desist letters.
Oh wow, who writes those? Who has the time to do that?
Pussies.
You're talking about people?
Yeah.
You're talking shit about people, yeah.
We get blocked. Yeah. We create quite a. We haven't been able to do shit. We haven't. I got a fight lined up. It looks like, but I can't like say it until they get all the ticket stuff set up. It looks like it's going to be here on the West Coast, so we're getting ready.
Vancouver, right?
Yeah, it looks like Vancouver. So yeah, we're gonna do it. But you know what? Let's talk about Katarina because she's new.
Yeah,
we like to. And so, like, look, can you give us your resume, please, Katarina? This is gonna kind of be like an interrogation. Consider us like your, what do you call those? Like, we'd be like the plutonic husband parents to the boyfriend you're meeting, and we're going to interrogate you. That is kind of what this is, because the podcast is our love child. Podcast is our love child, and we're the parents. And so we're interviewing you to figure out if you can be a regular on here. So please give us your resume immediately.
Okay. So yeah, you already said my name is Katarina, and I'm the owner of Glow Beauty, which was created to help people feel good from the inside out. It's basically a mix of biological medicine. So that's a method from Germany. Sorry, my dog's like currently fighting with another dog outside. So
Let's see it.
okay.
On the podcast.
You guys good out there? Or? Yeah, they're just playing. They're
Oh.
good? Okay. And then, just like walking past. So it's a method from Germany that I did after nutrition. So I have a science degree, and then I did holistic nutrition, and then I learned biological medicine. And then most recently, just now, starting to incorporate acupuncture and starting to incorporate TCM, so that I have like kind of everything from around the globe, Western science, Eastern science, European medicine, and then just seeing what works and what doesn't.
So basically, you're a scientist, and you probably have no place on this podcast whatsoever. Bunch of meatheads. But anyways, you can definitely teach us thing. What is TCM?
What?
What's TCM? What is that?
DTM?
TCM. DT.
Oh, TCM, that's traditional Chinese medicine. So that's like cupping and acupuncture and herbs, and that's been around forever. The only thing that they're not equipped to deal with is like gut health and that sort of thing. But this is all really useful for athletes for sure, especially like the cupping and the acupuncture and free flow of energy. Marcello, really?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, did your dog just enter the premises again?
My dog is back. So.
Okay.
Oh,
look at that little fucker.
Dangerous, yeah.
Thinking quite the kerfuffle here, yeah.
Yeah. There's some, yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So how can you? Okay. So when I came in, you like gave me this rundown of like what I was doing wrong. It got me thinking. Me and my buddy there, and I was holy shit. So we did what? We did a gut health reset, and then
so basically you were mostly interested in nootropics. But a lot of the stuff that you deal with starts with the gut. So almost every person that comes in, we start them with a gut cleansing kind of ordeal, because 80% of your immune system and 97% of your serotonin is in the gut. So mood, ADD, lack of focus, energy, everything is related to the gut. So you can't do anything with an unhealthy gut. And I'd say like 90% of people out there have an unhealthy gut nowadays with like the food and stress and antibiotics and that sort of thing.
Yeah, someone was telling me like most people only absorb like 12% of the nutrients that they eat or something like that, like because their stomach's fucked up.
Yeah, like there's so many digestive issues that have progressed into even worse like illnesses that are just being covered up and masked and then given like different things for like antidepressants and that sort of thing, when really it literally is just your gut. Like schizophrenia is given this obviously medication, but it's only a B vitamin that they're lacking. So like if they healed their gut and then replenish the B vitamins, they wouldn't have to be on this medication. So a lot of things are like curable through the gut.
Okay, yeah, because we talked a lot about that. And so as far as like performance stuff, we were talking about, because even my friend there that you were working on, like a lot of his sleep patterns and my sleep patterns and stuff were messed up, and a lot of that has to do with gut health, and that affects your hormones and mood and everything, right?
Yeah, like a lot of the problems he was facing was mostly dopamine. So like the neurotransmitter that's required for motivation and getting out there and going. There's two types of kind of I guess like things that transport the mood. So like one is for sleep, anxiety, and just like happiness. And then the other one's more of that motivation, like happiness tied to motivation and kind of like those lists and getting out of bed and wanting to do these things. And so both of those, we figure out which one you're low in, and then we kind of replenish it through, like the gut. And then also there's different ways that you can kind of replenish it through different supplements and that sort of thing. But yeah, that was really big for him, was like the dopamine and the motivation. He said that he worked out and ate healthy, but like just was missing that drive, like the, wanting to get up and do things. So
Yeah, it's cool stuff. So yeah, as far as like the athletic side is concerned, so I started doing some of the protocols you did with the glutamine, some of the hot lemon water with the chia seeds. I've got everybody doing that shit, and everybody, says like, they sleep better, feel more rest. I don't take naps during the day anymore, really. So I started to do kind of the reset, and then we were doing a nootropic thing too. And you did some acupuncture on me that day, didn't you? You stuck like a needle. You were inside me.
Yeah, I definitely stabbed you. But yeah, I think that everyone could benefit from healing the gut. So I kind of tell everybody that even if you don't change your diet, even if you eat what you're still going to eat or don't change anything, by the addition of these few things, you can notice a huge difference. So like chia seeds are a game changer. And I'm not talking about like 2 or 3 tablespoons of chia seeds, but I'm talking like 10 tablespoons of chia seeds for a short period of time, just kind of like to get everything moving out of your body. They're full of omega-3, like anti-inflammatory components, but they're also full of fiber. And it's the type of fiber that we don't get from our food. So it's the type of fiber, like let's say you're eating oats every day, that's a different type of fiber than chia gives you. So most of those oats are probably still stuck in your intestines. So when you add chia, all that stuff stuck in the intestines is coming out.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Adam started drinking bone broth a lot, so he's like, I was sick. He goes, go get some fucking bone broth. So
that was a game changer. Explain yourself on that.
Yeah.
You got me on
bone broth. Yeah, bone broth is totally a game changer. That is one of the single most important elements in healing the gut. What it does is it kind of soothes the mucous membranes and provides like tons of different amino acids and just like super healing modality. Like in Asia, after a woman gives birth, she just fasts on bone broth. And they think that she will get everything that she needs to kind of get back to health through that soup. So it's really just about like kind of getting you back to health, healing that gut, and it's so easily digested, and yeah, it's really good for your mood and everything.
Yeah, I've had it after training, because what did you say was in there? There's like amino acids, vitamins, minerals, because a lot of people don't know the difference between micronutrients, macronutrients. Like everyone, like all the bodybuilders and guys in the gym are like, oh, I got to take protein. I'm like, well, you got to take a lot more than that. You know what I mean? They don't really understand the difference. Maybe you can so let's start with, AD kicking in. Please inject me immediately.
Start with what?
Let's start with the bone broth. So what is there? There's like amino acids and collagen and fat and stuff in there. Like what is some of the benefits?
Yeah. You want to skim the fat at the end of like, if you're going to make it. I have the recipe on my Instagram. That is the best way to kind of make it.
For dinner.
What?
When are you inviting me over for dinner? You're like a gourmet chef, and I've yet to get an invite. And I lurk outside your windows daily, and all you have to do is invite me in. So I don't know what the problem is.
So one of the main things in there is glycine, and it's so good for the immune system.
You just skip over that, but go on. Yeah.
And it's so good for the immune system. So it's that's one of the main components of the bone broth. But to be honest, it's just mostly like the healing modality. It's tons of minerals, and so many people are lacking minerals nowadays. So they find relief from that. And then another thing I will say, like if you were to do 3 things today that you did differently, I would say bone broth, chia, and then the L-glutamine, on an empty stomach.
Mm-hmm.
The reason you do it on an empty stomach is because it competes with other amino acids for absorption. So you want to do it alone, whereas most athletes will do it after a workout. But if you do it after a workout, it'll compete with the proteins in your shake. So it's not actually healing that intestinal lining. And if you do it on its own, then it'll fuel new intestinal cells. So for the purpose of healing your gut, it's really good to do it alone.
So we're talking like first thing in the morning then?
So what I would do is first thing in the morning with lemon water. It's because it competes with other amino acids, it's not something you want to do long term. You kind of want to use it whenever you need a reset. So like you go to Vegas, you need a reset. You do the glutamine the next day when you get back for like a week or 2. Or let's say it's Christmas holidays, you're eating really bad. You do that glutamine for 2 weeks and get back into the habit of things. Use it as a reset and a tool.
Doesn't the bone broth have no calories or something? Because a lot of guys in our sport, like they're cutting weight all the time, and they need nutrition like during those like shitty ass times where they're cutting weight. because like they could probably use a lot of this stuff, like the chia seeds and all that, to break up shit and like kind of like kickstart their weight cutting. I would think, wouldn't they?
Yeah, like the worst thing that I'll ever have to encounter is men, because they're so used to like the meat and the potatoes and the protein powder and the calories and it's like, okay, welcome to 2019. Nobody's doing that anymore. Like the food's different now, and like you don't need protein and whey and like all this stuff on and counting all this protein. Like first off, if your gut's unhealthy, you're not utilizing any of that protein, and none of that protein that you're taking 50 times a day is going through and absorbing anyways. And then the second thing,
say protein like how we say protein. Every time you say protein, you say protein. You have to say it, like, be consistent at least.
the protein, the meatloaf. Yeah. So like that's the first thing, is if you don't have a healthy gut, you're not absorbing that protein. The second thing is you want to look into utilizable protein versus protein. Utilizable means what you're actually going to absorb, and then just protein. So a lot of these protein, and I'm a meat eater, so I'm not saying like vegetable protein, I like meat, but these people that are like whey protein, fucking kill you, whey protein and that sort of thing, like
Dirty to me.
it's a lot better to do a gut cleanse so that you're actually absorbing protein from food, and then you can think about actually adding those protein shakes and stuff like that. And it makes sense if you think of it on a scientific level.
Yeah, because all that stuff heals your soft tissue, things like taurine, beta-alanine, and all that stuff. And so like people are like, oh, I need protein. It's like, well, why do you need protein if you're just like pissing it out or not absorbing it and stuff, right? Like people need to like heal their soft tissue. Like, I think everyone's just like, protein. It's like, drink some bone broth and like have some chia seeds, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, there's lots of protein in chia too.
Yeah. Oh, is there? There's like magnesium, everything in there, isn't there?
Yeah, and magnesium's so important for athletes too, right? Because a lot of them are deficient in magnesium, so that chia is going to be a good source.
Yeah, because you did like some sort of like injection on me too. That was like some sort of like what the hell was it? It was like for lactic acid or something. You did some other funky shit to me.
Yeah, so like the theory of, or the thought behind biological medicine is it was basically invented as the opposing side of pharmaceuticals back in like the 1400s. So one person's school of thought was to kill everything, obviously the antibiotics, and the next school of thought was to kind of make everything symbiotic and make a better environment for it. So same kind of basis as probiotics would be. The first thing that they do when they go in there is they do lactic acid and citric acid. And what that does is it removes the negative lactic acid in your body, like all the acidity and that buildup of lactic acid, and flushes it out of the body. And then the citric acid works on the Krebs cycle and the ATP transport.
Oh shit, yeah, because you did some ATP stuff with me too. And then you were getting me to drink tons of water to like flush my system out. So a lot of us are like just packed full of lactic acid. We're doing stupid kind of training techniques and like doing aerodyne bike sprints and running hills and boxing and wrestling and all that stuff. And like we're basically like toxic as shit. So that was something you did. You did those injections and then like flushed my system out with like tons of water and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you want to make sure that if you're doing all these activities and you're go, and you're at that gym, that you have enough ATP transport to fuel those workouts. Otherwise, you're just running on your own body stuff and you're going to get adrenal fatigue. Your hormones are going to get messed up. You're going to be exhausted and you're going to hit a burnout. So you want to like replenish this ATP transport and this unit of energy at all times so that when you are doing these activities, then at least you feel good after and you're building that muscle and you're still healthy.
Well, what is the ATP again? Like, how do we get that?
So,
can you get it inside me again and give me some?
I'm gonna kill you. ATP energy is the unit of energy for everything that we do in life. So it's the unit of energy for us thinking right now or talking, our memory, as well as muscle building and tissue developing and everything, right? Like it's, if you remember like science 8, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, and we use ATP energy for everything. So like as we get older, or as you are intense into sports, that unit of energy slows down and you want to add another electron. So it speeds up the process again.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but I noticed some electrons going on between the three of us right now. A lot of electricity. I don't know if it's just me. It could be, but you never know. Do you know what's funny? My little picture up in the screen there is directly where that USG poster is. I'm the head of that guy, so like it looks like I have muscles in this entire conversation, and I'm like, fuck, I look pretty good. And I realized that it's a poster.
That's Cody Crowley.
Oh, hey, Cody. I think all the athletes who follow us. So where can we listen to this podcast right now? On YouTube's?
YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or any podcast app on your phone, tablet, whatever fucking listening device you have.
Yeah, because I think everybody needs to hear this. Because I think a lot of guys are running into problems after their sports careers because they're neglecting a lot of this stuff, and their brains aren't firing properly. They just go out and have a few beers, and their guts aren't working properly. Because a lot of the guys, like, what kind of people do you mostly see, Katarina? Like, what sort of age groups?
Wait, what?
What kind of age groups are you usually seeing? Because I feel like a lot of athletes could not only benefit from this during their career, but even after, to kind of like take care of themselves. Because a lot of the nootropic stuff, like healing from concussions and things like that, like this could be like a big thing to kind of like extend an athlete's career, or maybe like heal him up after he's done, as well as perform better, right? So like you pretty much treat any age group, don't you?
Yeah, like my passion is brain health specifically, and cognitive function. So any athletes getting hit or anything that requires nootropics or performance is going to be like my specialty. But also just performance wise, any age, right? Like you want to do your best. You don't want to use steroids. You want to do it natural. I'm the best person to go to.
So what kind of stuff can you do for brain health? Like we talked a little bit about the nootropics. What sort of stuff can you do to fix up us meatheads?
First off, omega-3 is just based on any scientific study is going to be the most important. So if any athlete comes to me and they're not on a strong omega-3 with DHA specifically, I'm confused. Like why wouldn't you be on this if you're getting hit all the time? So definitely a strong omega-3 with DHA. So there's EPA and DHA. EPA is for an anti-inflammatory kind of thing. And then the DHA is for your brain specifically. So yeah, like an omega, I don't even remember what the question was. What was the question?
The question was just kind of, you can treat pretty much, so like, I was just saying, it wasn't really a question, it was kind of just me talking, which happened. Any age group, so you can also use this stuff for performance athletes. You can use it to recover after your career's done, and then you can also use it to extend your career and just kind of heal up as you go in your career.
Yeah.
So like a lot of this stuff, the brain function stuff, it can heal up as you're playing and then after for maintaining. Because I just noticed a lot of athletes kind of struggle after they're done. They become alcoholics and drug addicts because they don't really feel very good after they're done playing.
Yeah, like they say that a lot of creatives that are really talented end up, if they're not using their talent, they do end up with addictions. And that's just kind of like statistically how it works. If you're not utilizing that energy and that creative energy somehow through some sort of outlet, then you typically do end up with addictions and that sort of stuff. So the nootropics could definitely help. And so can just healing that gut, since 97% of your serotonin is in your gut. So if you're, something like you do end your career, or you have to kind of go to that next stage of your life, it's going to help you. Obviously, if you're feeling healthy and your mood is healthy and you're getting those neurotransmitters from your gut.
So there's a lot of different nootropic supplements that are kicking around. We got Alpha Brain from On It. There's another one from Prairie Naturals that I've used before. Is it best to go out and get a pre-mixed nootropic, or to actually just do it yourself and go get the omega-3s and whatever the hell else you need to make your own?
Yeah, like the most important one is lion's mane. So I would say that everyone kind of needs to start experimenting with medicinal mushrooms, which are not the same as mushrooms. But medicinal mushrooms are by far superior to any product that I've ever really encountered. They have the ability to reverse Alzheimer's disease. Specifically, like it's been tested, they've gone in there. There's multiple tests on this. That's why they're able to use that on the label. So like whenever you're buying something, look at the label, because a lot of them are not allowed to say what they do unless they actually have been proven through science that they can do it. And lion's mane is one of them. So that is a medicinal mushroom you can get from pretty much any health food store, or I know some local producers as well. And then the omega-3 on its own, everyone should just be on that. And then, yeah, you experiment with ones you like, right? I've tried that, what is that called? I tried a couple of different ones. You kind of find one that you like, but it's good to switch them around too, because your body gets used to one thing too, right? So.
Well, before Alpha Brain came out, there was a football player, I can't remember his name, but he made a nootropic that was really good, and I can't find it anymore. And then I switched over to the On It Alpha Brain, and then I couldn't get that in Canada anymore, so I switched over to the Prairie Naturals one, which is really good. And the Prairie Naturals one does actually have lion mane in it.
Okay, good, yeah. I tried that Main Brain by Magnum, I think. Yeah, and that one was pretty good for short term, I found. Like if before a test or if I needed to really focus short term, I found that one was pretty good for what's out there. I haven't looked into Prairie Naturals though, but
they make a lot of good stuff. I've been pretty happy with it. The best one I found so far is on its brand. Obviously, I'm sponsored by them, so I have to say that shit. But it's really good.
But they don't make it in Canada now. That one.
I can get it in Canada because they'll just ship it directly to me, and I believe we do have a Canadian distributor somewhere on the West Coast that will ship out On It products.
Okay.
Do you have your own, Katarina? Because you gave me some stuff, some nootropic stuff, and that worked really good. Like I took that before training, and I was like, damn.
The stuff I gave you?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do injections, so like obviously that's going to bypass any digestive issues that you're having. And it's just a homeopathic nootropic that's just going to go in there. But what I would say is that everyone kind of needs to do that lion's mane. There's a few other to experiment with too. And then something with Bacopa and like obviously the other stuff that is important cofactors. But yeah, I think it's a mix, right? Like finding what works for you and taking something long-term as well as taking something short-term, as you're saying, like pre-workout circulation, mood, and memory. There's nothing that is more superior to obviously injecting. So,
well,
they can get it all through you and your site. They can correspond with you on your Instagram and things like that, right? That's probably the easiest way, or your website.
Yeah, I use Instagram, Glow Beauty Tips. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a website, but no one used it. So.
Yeah.
It's 2019.
Everybody's on the IG. Yeah, no, it's a lot easier. And you can make a little clip of this, can't you, and send me so we can I can post it on my Instagram and stuff, Tanner?
I can do anything. I run the internet.
Yeah, you do run the internet, yeah. We just call them up and we make shit happen. They just let us talk about and do what we want. And you're at all the fights and stuff, aren't you, Katarina? You're kind of involved in all that, aren't you?
No, I actually just retired.
What?
Yeah. I was doing ring card for the last 10 years, but I am becoming a doctor and it's just not my scene anymore. But obviously, no offense to any girls, it was so much fun and I had so much fun doing that. But yeah, I tipped my hat over. I'm turning 30, so just me and Marcello now.
Where were you doing the ring carding for?
Throughout Vancouver. Okay. So all of the different kind of MMA fights I was doing the cards for the last 10 years.
So Battlefield Fight League, places like that?
Yeah.
Do you still have any of the cards at your house? And maybe you wear a white lab coat and just kind of, still be a scientist, but also carry the ring cards?
I will card your fight for sure.
Oh, dope. Yeah, we're trying to make that happen right now. I'm just waiting to get the clearance to just I think it's the tickets or something like that. They have to get set up, and then I can start talking shit and fighting dudes again. It's been way too long. It's been almost a year, man. I'm fucking going crazy.
Well, speaking of fights, Adam, Sammy Vargas is fighting as we speak right now on TSN 2.
Yeah, I heard that. He's the main event, isn't he?
Yeah, main event, and then Mickey Conlan's going to come out after, and he's a special attraction. So I would say that Mickey's the main event because he's going to fight the last fucking fight. But
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's big, man. Sammy's doing really good. He's fought some big guys, like he fought Earl Spence Jr. too. Fought Amir Khan. Like he's repping Lee Baxter. I'd love to work with Lee. There's some talks to Lee maybe coming out west, so you never know.
be nice to see. Now, I did give you my. I'm sorry, Katarina. I got to talk to Adam real quick about Punching Grace yesterday. He was supposed to watch all the fights and keep me updated, and he said, "Fuck you."
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And I didn't get one message. What happened?
We had it was a good undercard. That big Russian Arsenback Madoff. He knocked his guy out in the first round. Avery Gibson. And then that was the early show, and then my buddy Artur, he's the Russian guy. He fought on the undercard as well. They had actually some really entertaining fights. They were pretty good. And then Simon Keane made his big comeback after his knockout loss to Dylan. He beat up a guy who was supposed to beat up. He knocked him down 3 times. So good on him. And we'll be looking to rematch him hopefully sooner rather than later. And then. Yeah, there was Kim Clavel, I believe, fought. She looked really good. They had some new guys I hadn't seen too much of, but yeah, it was all pretty entertaining fights. Eye of the Tiger always hosts really good fights. I was kind of watching in between that and then the Benavidez, Earl Spence Jr., Mikey Garcia card too. So I was going back and forth. There was a big night of boxing there, but. Yeah, all the Canadians. Ryan Wozicki, he won too. I was talking to him. He had an entertaining fight. If you get a chance, check him out. He dropped his hands and let the guy punch him about 6 or 7 times and then just dropped him. It was pretty entertaining on his Facebook. So what's up to Ryan? All the capers, all the guys out in Moncton, Halifax, Prince Edward Island, they're all nuts back there. I think Brandon Brewer's fighting soon too. So the Canadian boxing scene is going to be cracking. As soon as I get this first fight signed, I'm looking. Hopefully get it signed this week, fight in May, that I'm hopefully going to fight every month because we're talking June 23rd to fight KO Boxing in Edmonton, like to fight Stan, and then there's some guys in Toronto I want to fight. Basically, we're just going to, try to fight everyone in Canada and, maybe towards the end of the year fight Dylan and maybe get a rematch against Simon if everything goes according to plan.
Well, if you want to fight every month, you better become like real close with this lady. So she can keep you in fighting shape.
Well, yeah, it's been a big part of my rebuilding. Is I was like, you know what, I want to take some time and do things right. So I went and saw Katarina when I was in Vancouver, and it kind of spiraled. I'm taking a lot better care of myself. I need to work on the boxing skills. I've been working with Rich pretty much every day. A lot of visualization, taking care of the health, getting the better boxing skills. I think I've been in fight camp since 2015. I did 15 fights, I think, in 3.5 years, and this time the last 7, 8, 9 months I've just been working on skills. So I think with the diet, nutrition, hanging out with Katarina, well, outside of her windows, she still doesn't invite me in, and taking care of my health, I think guys are going to see new boogeyman this year, so it's going to be fun.
That's perfect. Katarina, does CBD have a place in your whatever you want, what you're doing? You're becoming a doctor. I don't know how to fucking talk.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Like I like CBD. Me and Adam were talking about something along the lines of a couple of different companies. I mean, I'm just trying to kind of find a good company to get behind, and yeah, I like it. I mean, the thing is, a lot of people like tout that it's going to help with all these things, which is amazing. And obviously it's really sunny here. And obviously we want all those things, but just keep in mind, you want to get to the root cause of those things too. So it's great to find something that works for you, great to find something that helps anxiety and that sort of thing, but work towards the root cause, like why it's happening in the first place while you do it,
What is the best way to use CBD then? What is the best way to ingest it?
Oh, I don't even know. It's so new on the market right now that basically in some of my courses, they're kind of just going through different theories of long-term effects and that sort of thing, and what they think about it, even like if they're suggesting it. For years, obviously, hemp seed's been around, and that's finally like been coined, and now we accept it. So I think CBD is just going to have to go through its own little trial before people are starting to do kind of scientific reviews on it. So you know how that happens. It just takes a long time for people to accept a new thing. So yeah.
Is it necessary for you to be standing in front of this window right now, burning out your retinas?
It was the best lighting. There we go.
Oh, I'll tell you right now, that's better. Right now, it's done. It's better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is kind of the
I can't see myself, hey?
You got a woman on the show who's not a fighter, so this is like a whole different dynamic. We have to worry about lighting and shit.
When I first did it myself, I could see myself, but now my picture's like this big, so I can't see myself.
Yeah, no, now we can actually see your face.
Oh, good.
So we kind of went over some diet and nutrition stuff too, because there was some shit that I didn't realize that I was doing wrong, and I was drinking tons of kombucha and taking probiotics, and you're like, no, idiot, that's just a lot of sugar that's feeding the bacteria, and you're just kind of wasting the probiotics if your gut isn't healthy. Can you explain that? Because I think a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions of what they're doing when it comes to nutrition, drinking things like kombucha, taking probiotics, because their gut isn't healthy. It's kind of just a waste of money.
Yeah, just my worst thing that people say is, yeah, I'm into gut health, and then they get like kombucha or probiotics. But again, basically none of those things are going in and healing anything. So you want to go in and heal that gut. On my page, I have a picture of a diseased gut, and that's what most of the population's gut looks like. And then I have a picture of a healthy gut. And how do you know if your gut's healthy? You're going to the washroom 2 to 3 times a day with ease. You're digesting food fast. You have lots of energy. You don't have mood swings. You don't have gas or bloating, and you feel good. If those are if that's how you feel, then your gut's fine and you don't need to do this. And then you can definitely take that probiotic, and you can definitely take kombucha. But if you're on the other side of the spectrum and you're having bloating, gas, lethargy, mood swings, anxiety, ADD, sleep problems, anything like that, then it's likely your gut. So you want to go in there and heal your gut by abstaining from the top allergens, and also using what we mentioned earlier, the bone broth, the L-glutamine, the chia seeds. And then just for a short period of time, go on a diet that I suggest for a few weeks at least to heal that gut lining up. And then when it's healed, you can start adding probiotics.
So has Adam's gut lining healed up?
I don't know. Has it? I don't know. I always catch Adam making mistakes, so I don't think he's actually done the gut lining diet fully. I think that he's doing like little bits of it.
Hey, look, yeah, I got enough women in my life telling me I'm doing it incorrect. No, I'm just like, okay, I do most of it, and I do a lot of it very well, and you are good at monitoring me, which is crucial to my success, and I do fix it. So I have felt a lot better. I feel like I've been burning fat. My weight's been down. I feel like I've been sleeping better, and I've been recovering a lot better, because this is probably most success I've had as far as training is, just because like my lactic acid has been better, my recovery's been better. I feel like I've been progressing as an athlete. Like even people who see me move, some of the little videos and stuff I posted, people are like, "Oh, you look like you're quicker. You look like you're recovering better, and you look like your training has been going a lot better." And I think it's just adding a lot of these components, different things, different techniques. And I think this is a big part of it, has been my gut health. And I find like if I have acid indigestion or anything like that, or any sort of bloating, I'll do the glutamine. I'll do the actual protocol that she suggests, and I feel better in a few days. So it is effective. But yeah, I do need some monitoring here and there.
So this protocol that you do suggest, this isn't a long-term thing. Like you do it in short bursts and then go back to whatever the fuck you're doing and then do it again.
Totally. Like it's meant as a reset to heal that intestinal lining. Think of your body like your liver has a bucket, right? And the bucket's overfull. So now everything you're doing is causing you problems. You have acid reflux, your mood's bad, you have lethargy, like that bucket is full. Think about removing that bucket for a while, doing this at reset. And then when you are eating again, how you used to eat, you're still filling the bucket up without it being already overfull. So it provides a lot of relief for a long time. People feel really good after, and they usually don't have to do the reset again for a while. And then there's tools for your tool belt, right? Like these things you'll go back to for the rest of your life. You'll be like, oh, I feel like shit, I have to do this. Or Katarina said this. Like these are tools that you now have to help you, you know, after you go to Vegas, or I keep using Vegas as an excuse, but like after you do these things or you destroy your body, you'll have a kind of a tool belt to recover faster.
And how long does it take to do this recovery? A couple days, a month, a week?
About 3 to 4 weeks, I would say.
Okay, so not a terrible amount. No, we didn't give anybody anything for free on the show today, did we? Like,
no.
Okay, good. I don't want to tell any of these fuckers how to do it because then they have to pay your ass.
There's a couple little things you can try it, but there's like an actual protocol that you have to follow and do. I've been pretty good. What am I? I kind of. Okay.
Honestly, everyone is just so different too. Like one thing that works for one person is going to be different for another. And like, so yeah, with advice, like the stuff that I gave is generalizations that are going to be good for about 80% of the population. But obviously someone that has a lot more issues or, you know, has years of different types of issues will require something else.
Okay. So if you guys want to actually know how to fucking do this, go to her Instagram. It's at Glow Beauty. Is that what it is?
At Glow Beauty Sips.
And hit up Katarina and actually give her some money, because when you give people money and you pay for things, you usually appreciate it a little bit more than getting some shit for free.
Yeah, like they say that if you do put it as an investment, you're going to follow it. And, you know, there's just that you're taking it more seriously.
Adam.
I'm fucking I'm that serious.
Take it more seriously.
On. We're in the trailer park. I'm fucking taking this shit serious, okay? Katarina, what kind of food do you make? Because it looks so good. Like, look at your page. Like, that's gourmet shit. Do you have any food suggestions or anything that I can do as a suggestion to get an invite over for dinner?
Talk less.
I can do that.
Just fucking with you.
Yeah.
But no, I don't really have any suggestions or tools really for you on that.
So does that mean that it's just not happening?
Yeah, it's just not happening.
I don't blame you. You're right. Well, you are a scientist, so you should have this figured out. Dude, red flags. Anyway, what kind of food do you get? Like what kind of? Because that food looks unbelievably good. Do you have any like food suggestions or like any sort of meal prep advice? Just general stuff, because I like to add little things to my repertoire. And
I do think that like people are either good cooks or they're not. Like I don't ever follow a recipe. I just kind of cook with feeling and like based on what I'm craving or what's in the fridge. So like in terms of like how to be better at that, just it's a creative thing, right? Like for me, it's stress release. So just, I don't know, like go with your cravings, like go to dinner and what you like about that meal at dinner. Then when you go home, try to recreate that meal. And that's what I do anyways.
Maybe we could start a new YouTube channel, Cooking with Katarina.
Yeah, we talked about that.
I want to do that. Yeah, I really do.
I got a camera. We'll set up a tripod and, we'll just make it happen.
I don't know if I trust that.
We'll make it happen. I'll try everything. I'll try anything once.
Yeah, no, I think that's the way I'm going to go next is like a YouTube kind of just cooking because I don't do recipes. Oh, yeah?
Fuck YouTube. Instagram TV, just do that. It's way better.
Oh, really? I think there's more people on YouTube.
Yeah, but then you're competing with these retards that watch these stupid Kinder Egg opening things or slime videos. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. Go on.
Okay.
Because Instagram's got the live TV thing. You can do a 15-minute video.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm over there this weekend, I think. Let's do it.
Me?
Yeah, you. Not Tanner. Why would I want to go to Tito's for dinner?
I have deer
Yeah,
in the
next
freezer.
week, maybe we can do some. Maybe we can make a video of and just document cooking and stuff.
Yeah, I'm into it. Let's do it. I like to eat. You like to cook. It's a match made in heaven.
Yeah, nope.
Does anybody in this little group know how to edit a video?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, somebody and they do it. Yeah.
Why do you have to edit on Instagram?
Well, let's say it takes 45 minutes for you to cook the meal. Are you going to turn the camera off every time you got to do something or go fucking wash a spoon or some shit? You're probably just going to record the whole thing, right? Yeah. And then you're going to have to put it on your computer, maybe cut out the dumb shit where Adam farts or says something stupid, and then put it all back together. But I do have a video guy. His name's Derek. He's not here today. He's usually here. But he'd probably be more than willing to help you guys out with that.
Hey, look, man, I'm a fucking scientist, too, so I can make this shit happen, okay? I fucking got a science computer degree. And I know how to run the internet, so there you go. There's my degree.
Okay, I'll have my phone on vibrate for when you call for help.
Yeah.
I still need help.
I will give you credit today, though, Adam. You hooked up a new Skype account in T-minus 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was effective. I was like, what the fuck? Because my iPad is shaky at the best of times. After I threw it after that fucking video, it pissed me off. And it never really works. It won't update, right? And it's like, you got to update. And I'm like, man, like, I can't update it. Like, I've thrown this thing too many times. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it on my phone. Fuck it. We'll do it live. And I made that shit happen. Because I knew we were trying to make this happen. I know people need to get this message on health and nutrition. I was like, more people need to see Katarina, talk to her, because a lot of athletes out there are just, doing old school stupid shit and following like dumb trends, and they're not getting the most out of their abilities and their health, right? Because, when it comes down to it, you don't want to be all fucked up at the end of your career. You don't want to be 40 years old, like punch drunk and beat up, and, you want to get the most out of life, right?
It's very true. What's the top 3 things that people do wrong then? Like, not like eating at McDonald's or dumb shit like that, but what are the top 3 things that people would do wrong that I wouldn't even think that it would be wrong?
Probiotics and kombucha, because kombucha is like full of sugar, and so it's feeding the bad yeast, and people think that they're being healthy by doing that, and they're not. They're just feeding the sugar. The second thing is protein powder, and like getting in that whey. A lot of the time, whey protein is allergenic, and you develop an allergy to the same protein. So like re-exposure to proteins is why you have allergies. So if you're doing that whey every day, 100% you're allergic to it. And guess what happens when we're allergic to things? We crave them. So when we're allergic to something, we'll actually need it. It's almost like you crave that taste, you crave that protein powder, and we're actually allergic to it. So protein cycling is really important. And then the third thing I would say is that people don't chew their protein shakes. So protein requires hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid requires chewing to stimulate in your stomach. So otherwise it will not digest. So if you're chugging it back and it's a protein and it's sitting in your stomach, it's going to lead to indigestion, fermentation, and all these issues, right? You want to chew your protein powder because it's a protein.
Okay,
now I think I'm allergic. I think I'm allergic to crazy chicks.
Yeah. My whole life is ruined now. I drink protein shakes like 3 times a day.
So there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that, but you just want to now protein cycle. Try a different type of protein. Try pumpkin seed protein. That's super, super nourishing. Try hemp protein. Chew it.
So not just you're not meaning like different flavors. You're meaning different sources of protein, like rice protein, pea protein, whey protein, goat protein. Doesn't just change it.
Exactly, because you have to protein cycle. Our body develops allergies to re-exposure to the same protein. So if you've been using that protein powder every single day, the chances are you're actually allergic to it, that's why you get gas and bloated after you eat it, or sometimes you don't even notice the symptoms.
Fuck, you guys want to see me spaz out right now because I'm pissed off at myself?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, you
But
basically the question that was relevant to you. You're like, hey, what are people doing wrong? You just listed 3 things that you're doing wrong. That's awesome.
Well, I don't drink kombucha anymore because it's too fucking expensive.
Yeah, it is overpriced for sure.
Way overpriced. I do use a lot of protein powder. What was the other one? I forget.
just chew your protein.
oh, yeah,
You require,
chew it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you
Like,
require. What?
Like a lot of people make that protein pudding, like especially out of like chia seeds and stuff. That might be a good idea.
It's not a bad idea.
That's a really good idea. Or the pumpkin seed protein. It doesn't have a good taste, but it's so nourishing for you, and it's full of natural testosterone and stuff for your immune system, full of zinc.
Oh wow!
What if you put like a whole bunch of stuff in your protein shake, like Adam does, like spinach and berries and all that kind of stuff?
I don't put protein in that protein shake though.
You
It's
don't
just the
put protein in it?
I just put BCAAs in there. I put the branch chains in there because
Oh.
yeah, I don't
It's
because
really-
like yeah, I usually get my protein from another like all hard boiled eggs or whatever, right?
If you put chia in there, there's a lot of protein in chia too.
Yeah. I put chia in there. I put some other things because I more use it as like a nutrient shake as opposed to like a protein shake. So like I put avocado in there, spinach, branched chain amino acids, mangoes, pineapple, banana. Like I try to get all my nutrients because it's like post workout with my meals. Like so I'll have that. And then I'll have like a bunch of eggs. So, like I like to get my protein sources. I don't like whey protein, things like that. I just haven't had good results from them, to be honest with you.
Mm.
Another key ingredient that you can do is spirulina, which I got Adam on. Or did I? I did.
Yeah.
And what that's going to do is that's a complete protein. And if you don't take the powder, because it's disgusting, but if you get the tablets, you're getting a bunch of protein, and it's also alkalizing your body and kind of getting rid of and collecting a lot of heavy metals.
Yeah, I fucked up the other day because I have
Yeah.
spirulina, but it's the powder, and I mixed it with water just by itself, almost died.
Yeah, don't do that.
So
I
Disgusting.
put it in with the shake. I can put it in with the shake. It's not bad. I've
it's
done it.
fine. Yeah, it's fine in the shake.
Yeah, because I started doing that was the other thing you told me to do that's been effective.
Yeah, like if you do spirulina for a while, you're going to be collecting all of the heavy metals, which are in everything basically now, especially fish and sushi and that sort of thing. And then after you've done like a few weeks of that, you can buy cilantro extract and kind of mobilize those heavy metals out of your body. So if you don't want to do a big diet haul, you don't want to do the injections, and you want to kind of just get rid of heavy metals, I would suggest the spirulina for a few weeks and then cilantro extract.
Oh,
So before we wrap this thing up, Adam's been saying that you stabbed him a lot over the last little while. What did you do wrong?
No.
no, she did acupuncture, and then she did the nootropic injections. And there was like some other like natural hormone something, wasn't there? Like a testosterone one or something?
Yeah, just like natural homeopathic stuff along the lines of biological medicine. And then you've got your basic stuff that a naturopath has, like lipotrophic factors that transport fat to utilize as energy, glutathione, a potent antioxidant, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Very interested in these nootropic injections. I've never heard of it. I've never seen it, but
They work. I'll say that they actually work because I was skeptical. This is my ADD shit, and like I took it and I was like, oh, this is like an actual like energy burst. Like I actually felt really good. I'll say that. Not an endorsement because I don't like Katarina that much. People don't have me like-
Thanks.
how often do you have to do these injections then?
I use them as part of that reset. So for the
Okay.
3 to 4 weeks, come with your own injections that you do. And it really helps reset the body faster and quicker. And then as you need, right? So like I said, like anytime you're kind of feeling that lull, again, you'll feel a high after you do the diet. You'll definitely have like energy, you'll feel happy. And what you'll want to do, and then you'll sustain it for a while. And then whenever you're kind of feeling low again, you'll be like, I need to do another reset.
See, I know nothing about science, and I actually don't believe in it. We've said this a million times on this fucking show that science is not real, but now I might be.
You might be a believer.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I got into this is because I myself like had so many years of like depression, lethargy, like working out all the time with no weight loss, and just like trying to eat healthy and just Googling things and trying to find out what was healthy versus what wasn't. And then I kind of built a life around healing my gut because I have celiac. And I kind of took everything from around the world that worked and what didn't work, and I use it myself. So nothing that I ever talk about is something that I'm just telling from a third party. Like, I've used all of this myself. And I come from kind of a rougher past, so I also had to use the nootropics and kind of get my brain back to normal functioning and, you know, be able to do things like medical school. So everything that I talk about, I use myself.
I really like that. I'm going to call Tom Cruise now and get involved in Scientology.
Genius.
I'm not going to jump on the couch.
All right, let's wrap this motherfucker up then. Adam, what are we looking at? We're looking at, what is it, May 11th?
Yeah, we're looking at May 11th today. I gotta wait to get confirmation that I can release like who the promoter is, where it is, and all that stuff. But yeah, it'll be May 11th. I'm gonna get down. And you know what? If that doesn't work out for some reason, you know, I'm gonna get down with somebody else. So we'll be fighting in the next.
What the fuck was that?
It was like her fucking. Her rat.
It was an ambulance. Was it bad on your side?
Holy fuck! I thought the rapture was coming, or the fucking end of the world. I was just about to grab my gun and run. All right, what were you saying, Adam? Sorry.
I don't. Yeah, I'll be getting down in the next like 6 weeks. I'll be fighting somebody.
Are we bringing 10 minutes with the boogeyman back?
Yeah, let's do it this week. I'm gonna get confirmation on this fight. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I stopped harassing people on the weekends as much, but yeah, I gotta call Mel and then the other promoter, which will remain nameless for now.
We've already said his name 7 times.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
You're cool, Lee. We like you.
You bastard, good man.
Katarina, list off all your PhDs and whatnot.
Oh,
Shouldn't
shit.
I don't have a PhD, but I'm a registered nutritionist. I do biological medicine. I'm currently studying TCM medicine, and I'll be getting my MD.
Where can people find you?
Glow Beauty Sips on Instagram.
Okay. And if people want to get involved with your reset or whatever that is, like they want to do the reset, they can just hit you up on at Glow Beauty Tips and they can do that. And they can
do it. Slide into the DM.
Yeah, slide into the DMs.
Yeah, the DM, yeah.
All right. We're done. Okay, that's the final shot.